Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to NYT Fitness. So today is the first video of the channel, and I want to go over different topics so that you kind of get a feel for what the channel is going to be about, why I'm starting this channel, and just what it stands for. If you see me looking down, I got a notebook here. I wrote down everything that I want to cover in this video. It's a lot, so it's hard for me to remember everything, and I don't want to forget anything that I was supposed to talk about. So the first topic is going to be the channel name and what it stands for. NYT Fitness is an acronym. It stands for Not Your Typical Fitness. It's something my wife came up with one night when we were brainstorming names for the channel. So what it stands for is this whole channel is going to be a mix of different ways to work out. It's going to be some calisthenics, some isometrics. It's going to be some weightlifting, but in different ways. Rather than using like 45-pound plates and just a regular Olympic bar to do deadlifts, overhead press, bench press, curls, I'm going to be using just different things I have laying around the house. One of the things that I've been using recently that'll be in videos to come is it's a big like office water jug, and I filled it full of sand. I also have different Tide containers that I put water in that I can attach more or less bottles to depending on the workout for weights. The reason I'm starting this channel is because as I go through YouTube and look up different fitness routines, different people, you'll see someone who has a lot of bodyweight routines and it makes you think, okay, so I can get looking like that guy if I just do these routines. But then later on, he's doing weightlifting, he's doing, like powerlifting, stuff like that, but he has no routines on that. This channel is going to be as transparent as possible. Everything that is on here is going to be my actual workouts. It's going to help me track my progression and how my body's changing over the course of the channel. And I'm going to try to do every workout that I do will be on the channel. And I'm going to have different tips. I'll show you what I eat, my daily routine, because for a lot of you guys that don't know, I work a lot of hours, a lot of overtime throughout the week at my job. I do industrial electrical work. I'm a dad of 2 kids and a husband to a wife. So I want to show that no matter what your schedule's like, whether you work long days and nights or you have a busy, hectic life when you get home, you can work out. I'll show you different variations for like some nights when I'm tired, I don't do your typical 5 different exercises for this body part, that body part, 3 to 5 sets at however many reps. I'll shorten it, or I'll do more body weight exercises if I know I have something really physically demanding coming up at work. A lot of the stuff that you do in industrial is heavy, it's pretty taxing on the body, and that really dictates how many workouts I'm going to be doing per week. If I have a really physically demanding week where we're moving switch gear or pulling wire, I'm probably only going to do 2 or 3 workouts that week, whereas on easier weeks, I might do up to 5. And before in each video, I'll explain that, like, hey, we're going to be doing this, that, and the other, because at work, I've been doing this, and I'm tired in these areas. It's really important, and it's something that I struggle with myself, is you really need to listen to your body when it comes to working out, because in the past, I've hurt my shoulder. I've also had issues with my wrists and just different joints because I wasn't listening to my body. I get this sense of, oh, I have to work out 3 to 5 days a week. I can't miss them and I'll be exhausted. I'll go to do the workout, and at the end of the day, it's pretty lackluster. There's not a lot of work actually being done, and I end up hurting myself. So that's one big tip that I would say that I need to get better at, and that all the people watching need to probably get better at. Is just listen to your body, do what it needs to be done in order to progress, because if you're constantly tired and you're overexhausting yourself, it's going to show in your training and it's going to affect you. So some of the inspirations I've had, because I've been in and out of fitness for like the last couple years. I'm 29 now. In high school, I lifted weights for 2 years. Then outside of high school, I went to the gym for about 1.5 years. And then as life began to happen with busier work routine, I kind of fell out. And so I've been really researching different ways to work out for the last 2 to 3 years. One of my big inspirations from the get-go was Charles Bronson. when I was going to school for electrical, one day I was talking to a buddy who was ex-military, and I was down about the way I looked. I wanted to get in better shape, and I just asked him. I said, "Hey, you were in the military. They do a lot of body weight routines. Do you remember any of those?" And he didn't remember any of them, but he did tell me I should check out a book called Solitary Fitness by Charles Bronson. Um, I don't stand by a lot of the stuff that he did to land himself in prison, but I do think with all things you can learn. And in Solitary Fitness, it gave me a really good kind of understanding of what all body weight movements you can do to work different muscles. It is really good at laying that out. And I learned some about isometrics. In the book, one of the workouts, you take an odd object like a chair or really anything that's not too heavy but heavy enough to get stimulus from, and you hold it out in front of you for a slow count of 10, lower it down, don't let it touch the ground to your legs, and hold it for 10, and that's 1 rep, and you do that for 10 to 15 reps. Those are isometric holds in different muscle positions, and at the time, I didn't realize what that was. I knew the workout sucked. It was hard, it made me sore, but later on, the next book I read was, let me see, The Amazing Samson by Alexander Zass. He was a strongman way back in the day and a circus performer. And he covers in depth a lot of different isometric movements you can do. And he, at one point in time, was imprisoned in a POW camp, and it had iron bars. And what really got him learning about isometrics was every day he tried to bend the iron bars, and one day he built up enough strength through the isometrics to completely bend the bars, free himself, and he went on to become pretty famous in the circus. And he worked out with sandbags. He started out with sawdust, moved to sand, then moved on to like I think there are musket balls, small metal balls to weigh the bag. And I learned a lot of different things about isometrics, and that's what really inspired me to kind of build my own workout equipment. It's just that mindset of like if you don't have something, being able to make it and adapt it to your needs is really what intrigued me about it. Because I mean, this guy's picking up pianos and walking around with them with women playing the piano, and he did it all through isometrics and just using a thick leather bag full of pretty much metal to work out. One of the main things is, workout equipment ever since COVID has been very expensive. 45-pound plate on average is about $60, and that's just for one of them. They have the cheaper plastic sand-filled plates or water-filled plates, but I just didn't think that they were worth the investment because that's, it's plastic, it'll crack over time, it can get sun-faded. I didn't want to spend the money on it, so I started looking around at the house, and I found different things that I could put sand in, different ways I could build weights. And whenever I do build new things, I'm going to do YouTube videos on it. I'm going to show you guys how to make it. And I'm going to show you like different ways to attach it to a bar. If you don't have a bar, what you can use. And I want to go over different calisthenics movements as far as what I personally do, what I think is the most bang for your buck. Like one of my main goals is to be able to do a handstand push-up. Currently, I weigh 205 pounds. And so I'm going to start with doing overhead press with different objects until I can get to about 150, 160 for reps, and then I'll attempt to do handstand press-ups and start implementing those once I can into my workout routine. So the purpose of this channel, which I touched on it a little bit at the start, is with my schedule, with my life, I just want to show people that you don't have to do everything perfectly. A lot of people think, oh, I can't get into fitness, I can't get into shape because I can't consistently go to the gym 4 days a week to follow this one plan I'm going to get behind. And at the end of the day, that's not what it's about. Working out is about bettering yourself, making yourself feel better, being better for those around you. My goal when I work out mainly is, one, to get into better shape so I feel better, but also just to get stronger. And you can do that from home, and it's just about tracking your progressions and trying to do a little more each time. And a lot of people seem to forget that. They think, oh yeah, if I can't go to the gym and do XYZ workout, I might as well not even go. And I just think that mindset's just, it's wrong, because the more you do, the better you're going to be at it. So even if, in a workout you have 5 movements planned, and after the third one you're tired, or you start to feel like your muscles getting sore, it's still better than doing nothing at all. Um, I got stuck in a loop where I felt like I didn't have time to work out, I didn't have the right equipment, and so I stopped working out for over a year. It was around the time that my youngest son was born, and that to me was one of my biggest mistakes. Is if I would have just kept up with even just doing some pull-ups, dips, and push-ups each day, I would have been better off for it, but I didn't. So this channel is going to keep me accountable. um, I'm going to feel obligated to release videos and come out with just different stuff, and I want to progress in all my lifts as well. So this will be a way for me to track my progress, for you guys to kind of see what my progress is as well, and just to show that no matter what's going on in your life, working out is a good outlet. It is achievable, and you'll be better for it. Um, Let me see what the next point is. So, one reason, and I want to touch on this briefly, that I want to get back into shape is because whenever I stop working out, I start to get lower back pain around my sciatic area. It'll just be random. I'll be at work and I'll twist or I'll move a certain way and I'll throw my back out for 3 to 4 days. I want to get in better shape so that doesn't happen as often, because I know whenever I'm hurting, it's hard for me to do my job. It's hard to be a dad, a husband. It's hard to help out, and that's not how I want to be. I want to eventually ensure that I build my back muscles up enough and that I get in good enough shape to where that doesn't happen. Um, so, like I said earlier, I have 2 sons, I have a wife, and a pretty busy lifestyle. Monday through Thursday, I work until, well, I get home around 7 and I start at 7. So, it's a pretty busy day. I get up really early. I get up at 4:30 every morning, and I tried to work out in the mornings at first, but whenever I'd wake up, I'd be too tired. If I did work out, I never got a good workout in. It just wasn't for me. It's crazy. There are a lot of people that can get up first thing in the morning and go and lift weights or run or swim. I've just never been that person. I'm groggy for the first hour of the day. Um, One thing that I guess I struggle with is the dieting side of working out. I've always really liked to eat. I can eat anywhere from 5 to 7,000 calories a day easy. And I'm not going to cut down my eating a ton, but what I am going to change is the type of foods I'm eating. I'm going to substitute, like I want to substitute a lot of sugars for stevia or natural honey or stuff that's just overall better for you. I'm gonna cut out white bread and switch to whole wheat. And I'll do a whole, not necessarily, I don't want to call it a diet video, because the type of stuff I'm going to be eating and the amount that I eat is not really a diet. But at the same time, my mindset on it is if I'm doing a lot of body weight exercises, if I diet and get lean, I'll be better at those exercises, but I'm also not pushing as much weight. It's a lot harder to do a pull-up at 210 pounds than it is 160 or 170. And I feel like if I keep going up in weight, it'll be new stimulus for the calisthenics movements, and it'll help me to build bigger and stronger muscles, versus if I'm doing the same movement, same routine while losing weight. To me, that doesn't make sense. If you were to go to the gym and let's just say for fictitious numbers, you're bench pressing 100 pounds. Well, if you're dieting and losing weight and your bench goes down to 90 pounds or 80 pounds or 70 pounds, you wouldn't keep going to the gym because you wouldn't feel like you're making any progress. So why would we look at body weight workouts as, oh, I can do 3 sets of 10 pull-ups at 200 pounds, and then fast forward 3 months, oh, I can do 3 sets at 12, but your body weight's 170 pounds. You've literally went down 30 pounds and gained 2 reps. To me, that's not growing your strength. You're just making the stimulus less, and it seems like you're doing more. I know that's a little bit of a rant about it, but it's just something I've always thought about. I watched a lot of different calisthenics athletes, and some of the channels say, oh, to do calisthenics, the number one tip is to lose weight, to get lean. But then you see people like on YouTube, you see Big Boy, and that man is close to 300 pounds, and he's doing pull-ups, push-ups, and he's just a massive individual. And don't get me wrong, I know he lifts weights, I know he bench presses with Strength Cartel, but the fact that he can do those movements is insane. Or Kyriakos Grizzly, he can do pull-ups for reps, and he's almost 400 pounds. To me, that raw strength and athleticism is what I strive to get. And it's really kind of my main goal is just to get stronger and be able to work it into a busy life and show you guys how. That's the main goal of my channel. I just want people to, there's too many people that are really famous and they show oh, this is my workout routine, I do this, that, and the other, and it's really just a bunch of garbage or junk volume, or it's stuff that doesn't really go together. And I kind of want to nip that in the bud, get straight to the point, show you what I'm doing, kind of the bread and butter exercises, and how I'm getting to where I'm going to get to reach my goals. And I want to try to show people, explain why I'm doing this workout, how often I do it, and what its purpose is. Some days, I might use, I don't really know what I want to call it, but the jug full of sand, I might use it for bench press because it's a lighter stimulus than doing push-ups, and on a day where I'm exhausted, that's what I do. So I'm really hoping by the end of next year, I'm able to do at least, I'd say 5 to 10 handstand push-ups. That's the main goal I'm going for. I thought about sitting down and writing up a whole bunch of different calisthenics movements or weightlifting weights that I wanted to accomplish, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to stick with that because it seems more manageable and a lot more reasonable. But this being the first video of the channel, I hope it really helped to inform you guys what this channel is about, my goals, a little bit about me, and kind of what type of content you can expect to see. I plan to release videos weekly. It's going to be at least 2, if not 4 or 5. If I start doing dieting videos or at least my diet, it'll be, more. But I'm going to try to get at least 3 good workout videos out a week. And I'm going to try to make it simple to where anyone at home who wants to follow along can. That's kind of the goal, just to make everything achievable. But thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to release videos I want to do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so stay on the lookout for that. And again, thanks.